This is the review for the final problem 2, real world percents. I need Tommy to read part A, nice and loud.
At GameStop, the original price of the game is $64. The game is on sale for 20% off. Find the sales price of the game. Explain and show how you found it.
Okay, as we saw before, who remembers how to find the sales price? Excellent job reading, Tommy. How do we find the sales price? Nayeli, what do we do?
Regular price and discount.
Perfect. Regular price minus discount. Excellent use of math vocabulary. Regular price minus discount. What is our regular price here, Keelan? 64 is the regular price. The discount here is 20% off. So we must calculate the discount. We can't just say minus 20. We need to do 20% of 64. You can do 10% equals 6.4 or $6.40. Double that to get 20%, which is $12.80. So what is this $12.80? What do we call that? Discount, okay? I was working with the student yesterday and I said, give that a name. What's the name of that amount? And he goes, Eric. He wanted to name. And I was like, yeah. Alright, so you should end up with an answer of $51.20 for a sales price. Okay, how many people got $51.20? About half the class. Okay? Alright, next. I'm gonna be the writer for her, but I want Giselle to kind of lead this one, and Penelope is there for moral support. Go ahead, Giselle.
So what I did is I found 25%, and that's 0.20
25% of what?
of 80.
80. How did you do that?
I times,
Okay. So 0.25 times 80.
yeah,
And what'd that come out to be?
20.
$20. That's a good way to do it. Oline, what did you guys do to find, because you got $20 as well, right? How did you find 25% of 80?
We
Jamie.
did it as in simplest form.
So explain. What do you mean?
We were trying to see what was like the simplest form of 80. So
No, simplest form of 25%, which was what?
1/4.
1/4. So they did 1/4 of 80. In other words, 80 divided by 4, which equaled what? Only 20. So both ways work. I personally prefer this way because I can do it in my head without having to use a calculator. Okay? Now what? Giselle, back to you.
And then I did 80 minus 20, and it got 60.
Okay, so is that your final sales price?
No,
No, here's why. Because that was right here. If we stop there. But it says if you can calculate the correct discount, the store will take an additional 10% off the sales price, off of this price. Alright, Giselle, tell us what to do next.
so then I did 10% equals 60
10% of what?
of 80.
So 10% of
60
60 equals what?
equals 6.0.
$6, right?
$6, and then I did 60 minus $6,
60 minus 6 is
54.
54. And that's your final sales price. 54. So I have two sales prices here. GameStop is $51.20 and level 7 games is 54. Okay, where should we buy that game at? Where should we buy the game at? Jaya. Why? Call on someone.
Because the price is lower.
Good. The price is lower. By how much? How would we figure that out? What would we do, Alondra? Subtract what?
54.
Guys, The talking has to stop. Alondra is the only person. Go ahead. Okay, so tell me what the number sentence to write. Order matters. Take your biggest number first. What does that give you? Hold on. What does that give you?
2.8.
2.8. What's that in money?
$2.80.
80 cents. Okay, I think you just had a borrowing thing. $2.80. All right. Lot of calculations here, but it's really important that you just understand regular minus discount equals sales. Okay. All right. Turn the page. Good work, Giselle. Good help, Penelope.